Every time I open YouTube, people are building gaming PCs that cost hundreds of dollars, and I honestly don't know how they afford that. So instead of doing the same thing, I'm going the opposite way. What if every part only cost $1? Yeah, that already sounds like a bad idea, and honestly, I thought the same. But somehow, it actually runs games. Not great, not perfect, but it works. So with a budget this low, what can you actually build? Let's find out. If we're gonna play this game, we need some rules. This is not a $1 PC, it's $1 per component. That means each part can cost up to $1 max. I can buy used parts, broken parts, or even bulk lots and split the cost. Shipping doesn't count, and I'm allowed to repair anything as long as I can get it working again. And to start this build, I need the most important part, the motherboard. But there's a problem. A $1 motherboard basically doesn't exist, even broken ones. Usually still cost more than that. But then, I got lucky. I found a seller offering 5 motherboards for just $5. Sounds perfect, right? Well, there's a catch. Every single one of them is listed as not working. So now, I'm basically gambling, hoping that at least one of these boards is still alive. Because if not, this entire build is over before it even begins. Alright, let's move on to the first motherboard, an H81 mini board. And yeah, it's really dirty. There's dust everywhere, even inside the CPU socket, which is never a good sign. Before doing anything, I decided to clean it up properly, got rid of all the dust, especially in the socket area, because the last thing I want is to damage a CPU during testing. Once that's done, I'll use all the components I've already confirmed are working, and see if this board still has any life left in it. Powering it on, and what is going on? There's nothing. No lights, no fan spin, just complete silence. And honestly, boards like this are usually the hardest to fix, because when they fail like this, they're often just completely dead. Now moving on to the second motherboard, this one is really old, a G31M. It's been around for over a decade, so I'm not expecting miracles here. Alright, let's test it. This time, something's different. The fan spins, that's a good sign, but no display, no keyboard signal, nothing. At this point, I thought maybe it was the CPU, so I cleaned the contacts and tried again. But yeah, no change. Still no boot. Honestly, I was starting to feel a bit helpless. There's really not much else you can do in situations like this. Moving on to the third motherboard, and yeah, it's basically the same as the first one. No response at all. Completely silent. Now the fourth motherboard, an H110. This one looked more promising at first, but still, no display. Same issue, even after trying everything I could think of. Alright, last one. The fifth motherboard, and this one is a very popular model, the H81. From the outside, it actually looks pretty clean, but inside the socket, it's a disaster. Some of the pins are bent in different directions. So, yeah, time for some surgery, carefully bending the pins back into place, trying not to make things worse. Once everything looked good enough, I installed the CPU, plugged everything in, and powered it on. No way. We've got a signal. It works. This board is actually alive. So yeah, $5 for 5 motherboards. And somehow I ended up with one working board, which means this one cost me exactly $1. And finally, luck came through for me. I managed to fix the bent socket pins, but honestly, I'm still hoping there aren't any hidden issues waiting to mess things up later. But hey, for just $1, I'm not going to overthink it. More importantly, this socket isn't even that old. It's still widely used in a lot of budget systems today, which means I still have a chance to find a compatible CPU. But with only $1 to spend, is that even possible? So I went on eBay, and yeah, there are actually quite a few CPUs in that price range, but I'm only focusing on one thing, socket 1150, and somehow I found one. An Intel Pentium G 1840 for exactly the price I was looking for. Shipping was just $2, but there was one problem. The seller said it was untested. So now I'm thinking, did I just waste my money trusting this guy? I installed it, powered it on, nothing, no display. I even checked the temperature by hand, and yeah, no heat at all. So I'm pretty sure that CPU is dead. But here's the thing. After ordering that one, I actually found another CPU and quietly bought it because deep down, I didn't fully trust the first one. So now, let's unbox this second CPU and see what we got. And it's an Intel Pentium G 3240. The IHS has a few scratches, but the underside looks totally fine. Alright, moment of truth. Let's plug it in and see if I just got scammed. Again. Oh my god, and we have display. Straight into the BIOS. Alright, at this point, I'd say this PC build is about 30% complete. Next up, RAM. This motherboard uses DDR3. And interestingly, the price of DDR3 hasn't really been affected much by all the AI hype, so you can still find it pretty cheap. But finding it for just $1? That's a whole different story. Even a basic 2 GB stick usually goes for around $3. But after digging around for a while, you won't believe what I found. A pair of 2 GB sticks for just $1. The seller said they were pulled from a recycled system. So yeah, I'm really hoping this isn't a waste of money. Alright, moment of truth. Oh wow, it actually works. The system detects the full 4 GB RAM with no issues. Next up, storage. And you won't believe what I found. A 320 GB HDD for just $1. Of course, this isn't anything fast. It's a traditional HDD, and honestly, drives like this are basically outdated for modern use. That's why people are selling them for next to nothing. This one has already been used for over 9,000 hours. Yeah, it's definitely been through a lot, but for this build, it's enough to install Windows and maybe a few basic games. Now, we move on to the hardest part of this entire build, the GPU, because unlike CPU or RAM, you almost never find a GPU for $1, even the really old ones. I checked eBay, and there wasn't a single option, so I had to get creative. I reached out to someone I know and managed to negotiate a GPU, just the bare PCB, no cooler, for exactly $1. The seller claimed it still works. At this point, I had no choice but to take the risk. Now, obviously, running a GPU without cooling is a terrible idea. So I had to improvise. I found an old cooler from an NVIDIA GeForce GT 1030 lying around. And surprisingly, it fits pretty well. So I mounted it, added some thermal paste, which by the way probably cost more than the GPU itself. And just like that, we now have a GPU that can actually run without overheating. Speaking of cooling, for the CPU, I went with a basic Intel stock cooler, pulled from an old system. You can find these for super cheap pretty much anywhere. Next up, the power supply, and yeah, my budget is basically non-existent at this point, so I picked up a random PSU for about $1.80. No brand, no label. I don't even know its wattage. I'm just hoping it doesn't catch fire when I turn it on. But hey, the fan spins, so that's a good sign. And finally, the case. Now you might think I'm going to use something fancy, like a sleek black case with tempered glass panels. Nope, this. A cardboard box. Yep, this is going to be the case. So I started modifying it, sealing both ends, cutting holes for airflow, adding space for fans, and carving out a side opening big enough to fit the motherboard and PSU. At this point, this isn't just a PC build anymore, it's a $1 survival challenge. Next up, airflow. I installed an intake fan, then placed the motherboard inside. I mounted it on a small plastic bracket, and honestly, a bit of hot glue was all I needed to keep it in place. Next, the PSU. Even though I only secured it with 2 screws, like it's actually really solid. Then I drilled a hole for the power button, and finally put everything together and cleaned up the cable management. And here it is. The final result. I don't think this is the most beautiful PC ever built, but it might actually be the cheapest one I've ever made. This took me a lot of time and effort, so if you enjoyed it, feel free to drop a like to support the channel, but before that, let's see if this thing can actually run games. First up, Tomb Raider. Even at low settings, this game absolutely pushes the GPU to its limits. It's running at 100% usage almost the entire time, and I'm only getting around 30 FPS. And if you're wondering why it shows 2 GB VRAM, yeah, that's probably just a mistake I made during setup. Next, Minecraft. At the lowest chunk setting, it can reach nearly 200 FPS, but at 8 chunks, it drops to around 30 FPS, and it's far from stable. The CPU just can't keep up. FPS is all over the place, and the experience feels pretty rough. Then we have Left 4 Dead 2. This one is the complete opposite. It's much lighter, so performance is way more stable. Even during intense fights with lots of zombies, it only drops slightly to around 55 frames per second. Honestly, I wanted to test more games, but installing games on this HDD was an absolute nightmare. So overall, this $1 PC isn't completely useless, but it's definitely not built for modern gaming. It can handle some older, lightweight titles. But that's about it. Thanks for sticking with me through this entire build. If you've made it this far, drop a comment and let me know what you think.